So recently, for some reason, I had the really bright idea to attempt to complete the Halo 2 campaign mission by mission on Legendary without dying. And let me tell you what mistake that was. Obviously, Halo 2 is renowned for its, let's say, slightly harder Legendary, which on its own is hard enough. Now try doing it without dying. You'll soon feel the sudden but strong urge to place your foot through your monitor when you get sniped by a Jackal sniper for the 16th time in a row. So let's quickly go mission by mission to see what really makes this challenge so hard. Okay, so I know I've just bitched about this game being stupidly hard, but honestly, the first mission isn't that bad. As long as you memorize where all the spawn triggers are, then you'll have a pretty easy time with it. These floaty elites can sometimes cause issues, as they'll oftentimes be out of range of the lock-on of a plasma pistol, and this last room can be quite difficult with the scarcity of ammo at this point, but honestly, it's not too bad. The same, however, can't be said for the second mission. Why? These dickheads. Look at this. An open courtyard. Safe, right? Nope. I'm not sure what Bungie were thinking with these guys. I know they're on a bit of a time crunch with this game, but come on. You'd have thought at least one person on the dev team would have thought, yo, these sniper dudes, they're actually kind of OP. But, I mean, I guess not. And because of that, we have to deal with things like this. Yeah. To be fair, once you're out of the city section, the rest is honestly fine. Just stand back and clear all the enemies with a ghost from a distance, and you shouldn't have too many issues with this level. Metropolis suffers from pretty much the same issue as Outskirts. I can't tell you how many times I died at this section. There's at least 10 jackals that all come one after another, which I guess makes it manageable. But once you've cleared the 7th, you start thinking, okay, that's gotta be it, right? But nope. The rest of this mission is, hard, obviously, but that is probably the worst bit. As long as you take your time, then you're probably fine. Arbiter actually wasn't too bad. I cleared this mission after my first try. Sort of. I went back later to do the mission without that bit happening at the end, and I did get through it fairly quickly. Not too much to say about this mission. However, the same cannot be said for the Oracle. First time fighting the Flood in this game, and they become tedious within about 6 seconds. One of the worst bits about this mission is having to wait for the heretic leader to finish his lecture every time you have to restart, and that gets old very quickly. It adds about 2 minutes onto the game time, which is absolutely the last thing you need when doing this mission over and over and over again. The first lift section is hard, but once you learn the flow of it, it's actually not all bad. The first big room isn't too bad either, but if you're not careful then you can easily get killed by floods that spawn above you. The rest of this mission, again, is acceptable until you arrive at the boss. Holy shit, did I get lucky at this. If I had to die here, then I think I'd still be sat here to this day trying to do it. This mission alone is a single reason why I tell anyone who is thinking of attempting this challenge, don't. Delta Halo is actually my favourite mission in this game. Okay, does some of that have to do with pissing about on split screen? Most definitely, yeah. But this mission honestly has everything I love about this game in one go. However, in this challenge, it's far from perfect. These snipers right at the beginning ended quite a few runs, as did these ghosts. The Banshees didn't cause quite so many problems as I thought they would, but it's basically this forest section that just sucks. It's basically this huge open area full of very well disguised jackal snipers who will shoot at you if you don't see them instantly, paired with drones that spawn out of nowhere when you're least expecting them to. Thankfully, again, I did get lucky and got through this bit my second time getting there, but I so could have easily been slaughtered. Right, okay, I'm gonna be honest. Regret, I didn't actually do Deathless. Okay, I'm sorry. But what I did as a compromise was complete the first 95% of the mission, actually deathless. But because I didn't have the Iron Skull on, I made it so if I died after the last gondola section, then it wouldn't matter. So I can attempt the boss fight as many times as it took to finish the level. I'm sorry, but I'm not playing for an hour, taking my time and then die to RNG. Well, actually it looks like I might have to, because I'm thinking of doing some live streams dedicated to completing this mission actually deathless with the Iron Skull on. So that'll be a whole heap of fun, won't it? As for the mission itself, this room can piss off. I'm not sure how many snipers there are actually in this room, but as far as I can tell it's far too many. Even the first 5 minutes have got 17 snipers in it, it's insane. So yeah, one of the hardest so far for sure. Now Sacred Icon was interesting, as it's probably my least favourite mission in the campaign, and that was definitely justified when I remembered how worthless this game's shotgun is. I mean, just look at this. You have to be so perfectly the same, or you'll just get shot with a shotgun, which for some reason is OP when the enemies have it. Overall this mission was fine, I guess. It was pretty annoying, but didn't cause any major issues. Same with the next one, Quarantine Zone. If you're careful, you can pretty much drive through the whole thing, then camp on top of the last gondola at the end, and make a dash to the cutscene trigger. Not too much to say about this one either, to be fair. Alright, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't do Rave Mind either. I'm sorry, but I'm definitely not going to play this one all the way through. Somehow avoid all the snipers, the drones, get through the prison section, just to die here with Breaking Benjamin on. And I mean that this time. I am not doing this one deathless. No way. And here we are. The hardest mission in the game, Uprising. Yeah, I was surprised at that one as well. But I honestly think it is. You only have a plasma rifle and an energy sword at this first brute section, which is definitely not ideal. A carbine would probably be a lot better. And when you take into consideration that the energy sword is not a one hit against brutes, and the fact that brutes rush you. I was in camo. Can you just die? Just got stuck twice. And the fact that it's 1 minute into the mission, I'd say it sets the tone for the rest. This bit sucks, this bit sucks, this bit sucks, this bit sucks, what the fuck is that, and what the absolute shit is that? Now yeah, I am aware you can very easily skip all of these sections simply by jumping on a hill, but come on, where's the challenge in that? But yeah, this mission sucks, and I never ever want to see it again. High Charity actually wasn't so bad. I was worried about it because I believe it's the only time you face the flood as the chief, so no active camera allowed, but in all fairness, this was actually kind of fun. Not too much to bitch about this time, thankfully. So here we are, the final mission of the game, the Great Journey. And what a great journey it was indeed. Didn't take me too long to do, even with failing to take the Banshee into the boss fight properly, although I did absolutely stain my trousers this part. And Clone Johnson with it. But I'm not going to do that. I nearly died there. But yeah, as anticlimactic as it might be, I really have nothing to say about this mission. And with that, that brings us to the end of the video. Overall I'd say it's a good little challenge, but I never ever want to do it again. But yeah, I'll be live streaming the regret attempts at some point soon, and once that's done, I never have to do it again. Fuck's sake.